met up with my good friend Alex a few days ago to shoot some content in downtown Toronto. I want to show you guys how I easily took all the footage that I shot that day and turned it into a cinematic sequence using one Final Cut Pro 10 plugin. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button so that every time I post a new video, you guys will be notified.
I've been in your words. I can for sure. I've never been so close before. It's one way or the other.
I edited that sequence in just 40 minutes with M-Film Look. Now, what is M-Film Look? It is a plugin made by the guys over at Motion VFX. They created an easy to use, all-in-one correction, grading, and effects plugin, all for Final Cut Pro 10. So how can this plugin make your footage look cinematic? I'll go over some of my favorite options and features, and also show you how I edited that 30-second cinematic sequence that you just watched. Let's get started. The easiest and fastest way to make your clips look cinematic with M-Film Look is by choosing one of their pre-made presets. They have so much to choose from, so you'll have to play around to see which one will look best for your project. All you need to do is look for M-Film Look in the effects browser, and there you'll see all the installed presets. Drag the one that you want to use on top of your clip and you're good to go. If you need to tweak it a bit, you'll be able to do this in the Inspector tab as well. If you want full control of how your footage looks using the tools, continue watching as I quickly go over all the tools that's included with this plugin. Once you have M-Film Look installed in Final Cut Pro 10, go to Effects and look for M-Film Look and then drag it on top of your clip. I'll be using this one as my sample clip for this tutorial to show you what you can do with the plugin. You will now see a movable menu that will pop up on your screen. This will have all the effects and tools you'll need to edit your footage. The inspector bar will also have more options and parameters for each effect. I will go over each one and what you can do with it to enhance your footage. But before you start, I highly suggest checking off Show Clipping. This is a very helpful feature that will show you if your footage is overexposed or underexposed. It will definitely speed up the color correction and grading process. The first tool in the menu bar is the white balance effect. By clicking on this, it will bring up more options and parameters that you can adjust in the Inspector tab. With the white balance dropper, you can easily and properly adjust the white balance for that clip with just one click. Use the dropper to select a point on your clip that is white to set it to the proper white balance for your clip. If you're not too happy with how it looks, you can manually adjust it by clicking on white balance color and adjust the RGB parameters. The next tool is the levels effect. This is where you can adjust the exposure, blacks, and whites of your footage. You will also have some basic controls that pop up on your screen such as black, gamma, and white, but you can access all the options in the Inspector tab. Fine-tune your clip by adjusting all of the parameters. You can also just click on auto levels, which will automatically do it for you based on your clips. It has been pretty accurate every time I've used it, but make sure to try it out with yours and see how it turns out. The third effect on the menu bar is the basic adjustment effect. Here you can adjust the color temperature of your clip, the vibrancy, saturation, and sharpness as well. Play around with it until you're completely happy with how it looks. The fourth tool is the off-screen lens flare effect. Once you toggle that on, you'll see options for intensity and hue on your screen. There will also be a little icon in the middle that you can click on to choose from different types of flares. Once you have chosen the flare that you want to use, click on OK. You can adjust the placement of the flare by clicking on the little circle and dragging it to wherever you want in the scene. You also have a ton of other options in the inspector bar to adjust the look of the flare to better fit your footage. You can fully customize the streaks and add some flickering if you wish. The fifth tool is the LUTs effect. LUTs let you easily grade your footage to give it a certain look. Clicking on the LUT preset button will allow you to choose from a bunch of different LUTs that come packaged with the plugin. choose one that will fit the mood of your video. You can also use your own LUT if you wish, by clicking on Import, which is under LUT presets. The sixth tool is the lens aberration effect. It mimics the look of lens aberration. You can control the intensity on screen or adjust more options in the Inspector tab. I would use this to give my footage that dreamy look, but in this example I will be turning it off. The seventh tool is the distortion effect. Now this one mimics the look of barrel distortion. You can control the intensity on the screen. This effect will probably look best when you have landscape shots or really wide shots. The eighth tool in the menu bar is the lens blur effect. It gives your footage that depth of field look and lets you focus on certain subjects if needed. You can easily adjust the size of the range by adjusting the rings and also move around the focus by dragging the center circle. The intensity lets you control the amount of bokeh, and aspect controls the shape of the ring. The ninth tool is the film grain effect. It adds small particles onto your footage to give it a cinematic look. You can adjust the intensity, size, and color noise right on your screen, or head over to the Inspector tab to adjust more advanced settings such as granularity, where it slightly distorts the pixels, and luma influence, which will prevent the brighter spots in your clips from becoming overly noisy. The 10th tool is the vignette effect. It adds a gradient look on the edges of your clip. I probably won't be using this tool as often, but it is great to have just in case you want to add it to one of your clips. The last tool is the letterbox effect. This will give your overall video that film look. You will have different presets to choose from, or you can type in your own custom ratios. You can use the position offset option to change the placement of your clip within the letterbox. Now this is key as you want to make sure that your subject is properly framed within the letterbox. Now once you are done, you can toggle the M-Film Look plugin on and off at the very top of the inspector bar and see how much your clip has evolved. If a lot of your clips were shot in the same environment and setting, I would then just copy the attributes of the first clip and then paste it onto your other ones. You will probably have to make minor adjustments to each one to make sure that each clip is properly corrected and graded. And of course, if you want your video to pop out even more, add some sound design to complement your visuals.
And a special thanks to Motion VFX for sponsoring this video. If you guys aren't too familiar with Motion VFX, they make a ton of quality plugins for Final Cut Pro 10 and even Adobe Premiere. I was really excited when they contacted me to work on this project together. I really love how well put together their products are. It makes it easier for us creators to put our content together since we have this tool right in front of us. So if you're interested in learning more about Motion VFX and their plugins, make sure to click on the link in the description down below.
It's my time in my prime. This the prime time. Pretty content. Are you content? No nonsense. Just a go-getter on a